As children of God, we have a responsibility to stand for the innocent, for the downtrodden, for the weak and helpless, those without a voice. Let's talk about it. Hi, this is Charlie Elgin welcoming you to a place where faith is waiting. I want to challenge you in the next few minutes to consider how you're living out your faith, your new life in Christ in today's culture. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is Abel, your brother?" He, Cain, said, "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" Genesis chapter 4. I've been watching the developments in Central Texas after the flash flooding. As of the morning of July 8th, there had been at least 100 deaths. Many were young girls at a Christian camp on the river. There's been a huge outcry all across the nation and a great outpouring of financial, material, and volunteer help. Having been involved in disaster relief since 2005, I understand the challenges that the survivors, their families, and their responders face. I also understand that losses like this have stirred up wounds of the heart for others who have lost loved ones at other times. I, in no way, intend to minimize the emotional pain associated with this time. But it has raised the greater issue of our being our brother's keeper for me. I've been ruminating on this post for several days. Then this morning, the Lord brought to my mind the confrontation between the prophet Nathan and King David, where Nathan said to the king, after he, King David, became angry with what a man in Nathan's story had done. And Nathan said, "King, you are that man." The one that David was angry with was himself. David was guilty. There's human tragedy happening all over the world. Did you know in Gaza, at least 57,000 civilians have been confirmed killed, including over 17,000 children? I've read news articles every day about the tragedy that those civilians are facing. Then I just move on to the next headline. But the question stirred in me. Do those lives matter as much as those in Central Texas do? Or do they not matter because they are not in my country or of my faith? Do I feel as compassionate about the loss of those innocents? Now, I do understand that not all of the adults were innocent. But I don't think that God will give me or you a pass on our apathy because the people happen to be Ishmael's descendants and not Isaac's. That thought reminded me of the parable of the Good Samaritan. Jesus asked, "So which of these three, the three who had opportunity to give aid, do you think was neighbor to him who fell among the thieves?" And he, the man Jesus was talking to, said, "He who showed mercy on him." Then Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." Luke chapter 10. The Lord has essentially been asking me, what side of the road was I walking on? Am I too busy to be concerned? You know, every time I write one of these devotions, my own heart is convicted, like David. Certainly, we're not walking on the other side of the road for the people in Central Texas. But can you put that parable into the context of the people in Gaza, Palestinian people? Like me, I'm fairly certain that you will not identify with the priest or the Levite, the religious professionals schooled in God's law who didn't have time to help, but you will with the Samaritan. Or at least, like me, you'll want to. Do you remember the sheep and the goats in Matthew 25? Then he, Jesus, will also say to those on the left hand, "Depart from me, you cursed, into the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not take me in, naked, and you did not clothe me, sick and in prison, and you did not visit me." Then they will answer him, saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison, and did not minister to you?" Then he will answer them, saying, "Assuredly I say to you, inasmuch as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me." Matthew 25:41-46. Those are hard words coming from the Lord. And this is what Jesus went on to say about it. "Why do you call me, Jesus, Lord, Lord, and do not do the things which I say? Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He's like a man building a house who dug deep and laid a foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house on the earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. And the ruin of that house was great." Luke chapter 6, verses 46-49. Let's use this time to consider the plight of literally thousands of innocents around the world, not just Gaza. I might mention the unborn who are aborted every year. In 2024, there were over 1 million clinician-provided abortions in the U.S. alone, in those states without total abortion bans. It's an increase of less than 1% over 2023. There is so much more that could be said about abortions, but I will refrain. But before I do, one thing that comes to mind: people want to justify abortion. Why is it really okay? By defining when a human being is a human being. Perhaps this verse will give you some context in that regard. And by the way, read my post from July 8th, 2025 for more context to this idea. God the Father said, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you." Jeremiah chapter 1. That means that God recognized me even before I was conceived. He didn't wait until after the first trimester to acknowledge my existence. I want you to think about it and pray about it. Believe it, and then walk in it. Let your light shine and give God the glory. By faith alone, by His grace alone, and for His glory alone. This is Charlie Elgin. I hope you will join me again next time when we meet in the place where faith is waiting.